All right, this is going to be a quick review of morning price action on Thursday, June 9th. Using AbleTrend charts, got the 1, 2, 3 trend chart right here and my 3-minute scalp chart over here. As you can see, really kind of no clean trends necessarily, kind of bounced around quite a bit. So let's see what these charts would have given us. So right here at the market open, I'm bouncing around, not going to take any of this. Thankfully, 2-minute support came in right here to keep me out of all of this, at least in terms of a trend trade. Trend trade coming in right here, taking in on the 3-minute support, 3-minute bar print of the buy signal would have been right there, and this actually would have been ideal because we'd be long right here around 595. This thing pops up to 655. I typically like to have a 50-point profit target out there, and that would have hit it. So, zooming out, didn't look like a great morning, but just that one trade right there would have been enough for me to just call it a day. There was actually another good trend right here, long at 620 and a half or so. Give yourself about maybe a 20-point stop, maybe 25-point stop. This thing ran to a high of 673 or so. So, plenty of opportunity to lock in profit. Obviously, if you're trading the AbleTrend chart, your stop would have been down here, and then maybe right in this range. And so, not an overly profitable trade given the fact that price snapped back so quickly. But let's kind of go into the strategy I've been using, because I did actually take this trade right in here. I remember this perfectly. So you guys see this set up on the trend chart, and then we'll go over to my scalp chart, and that's where I took the trade off of. So right here at 642, right in this print, we had a sell signal come in, a little retracement, come back down. We have red oscillators printing everything in confluence. I have 2-minute support printing down here at 503, and we're about a little more than 20 points away from that. So over here at the same time, this bar, this big red bar that came up and tested the 3-minute resistance is coming down, giving us a red bar. And so I love that confluence, and I took 15 points off of that. Obviously, it was a pretty risky looking trade, given the fact that it only ran about 18 points. But I just like that confluence. Even if we did come all the way down to test that level, my profit target would have been hit. So that was a great trade. I thought the setup was perfect, and it worked out, thankfully. So moving along, let's see what happened here. This was amazing how this came down. I mean, it missed it. It would have been, if I had just a buy order sitting right here, I wouldn't have been hit because it came within 1 point of it. But just the fact that that level was so pure, came down, touched, and launched off I just love seeing that. So, on this buy signal on the trend chart at 51, we've been printing right here. So nothing giving me a buy signal on this chart. So maybe would not have taken that, given all that considered. But maybe also could have just, gone long and looked for a quick scalp as well off of just the 1, 2, 3-minute trend chart. So coming along here, probably maybe didn't get into this one just because it came within 1 point and didn't fully get to that level. But next signal would have been right here. It's above 15-minute resistance, which I like. So that's printing at 730. Let's see where we're at 730. Right here. So we're taking that. We have full confluence, 1, 2, 3, blue bar, blue oscillator. We're jumping in on that, and so we're long at 649, and that gets to a high of 673. I'm looking to take 15 points, and we got a little bit more than that. So that was a great trade. Next blue bar comes in right here, prints at 736. This is exactly why I like using this confluence, because 736 is this bar right here. We have red oscillator. Although price is setting up nicely and looking good, I'm not going to take that trade. So we sat out on this one, which saved us a nice stop out. So, um, 15 points there. I wouldn't say that we got in there. So 15 points, another 15 to looking at 30 points now in the day. Um, you know, hindsight is so much clearer, obviously. Um, this would have been you did long at about 604, gets up to 616. Just don't love how we didn't have that level wasn't printing for too long and how the 15-minute continued to print, even though we went above it. It came back down and just this is just a little too tight right there to expect a bounce. But say we took that, we'd be back at break even. Nothing coming in here. Got a nice test of this level that really tested it. Say we have a resting sell order at 94 and a half. That went a good 20 points against us before it fell out of bed. So worked out, but you gotta have a healthy stop if you're gonna take these trades. So that would give us 20 points. Let's look at this one. It's after time I would want to be trading. We'd be short at 912. Let's see where we'd be at on the trend chart at 912. I mean, technically I'd be in that. Technically I'd be in that 7 or 535. Didn't get to 10 points, and then probably would want to have a decent stop, maybe up in this level, so we'd be stopped out. So this might have been a break-even day, maybe a small loss. And so perhaps the trend chart would have been better, so because we could have secured this trade and called it a day. But for a kind of a weird price action day, kind of choppy action, couldn't really pick a side. I'll take a break even kind of day any day. Sold off big time later in the day, as you can see.